Here's a mindset shift I believe is pretty crucial to consider when you're wanting to level up in some arena of your life. If you look at fitness, or let's say even look at finances or business, right? Let's take fitness though. You might look at that and say, man, you like glamorize the end result of like you having those washboard abs, right? Jawline nice and cut, arms huge as hell, right? Or shoulders, ass, whatever. But you glamorize that and like the end results, and you probably will think, oh man, like the work it would take, right? But instead of looking at all the emotional glamorization of that end result, if you looked at the step-by-step method that it takes to really get from A to Z, right? Because like A is where you're at, and Z is like you have the big fat butt, right? You got that fat booty cheeks with meat. When you're looking at the steps that it takes, you're going to look at that like, oh, okay, like this is actually pretty dumbed down and simple. It's just the repetition of it. And so you probably actually realize that it is subtracting any of the emotional glamorization of being there, because you're seeing all the steps that it takes, all of the grit. The grit is just the repetition. You're doing it over and over and over again. You're like, okay, I'm doing leg press again, or I'm doing the hip abductor again for the umpteenth time. You're like, when do I see the results? But you're in like week 3, and you got to have like 52 weeks of those, of you doing that, or whatever. But you get what I'm saying, right? Instead of being so emotionally caught up in the end result, wow, you see, okay, it's actually going to take some time, and I really just got to keep like showing back up and just doing this shit. I really don't feel like doing it today, but you're going to go do it, right? Because like by this time, you're past the point of, oh man, I can't wait. You're like, I'm just going to get this shit over with, and I'm going to put my best foot forward. So just realize that no matter what it is, more than likely you're coming down to you're boiling it down to you have to just do it over and over and over and over and over to the point where it is beyond just clockwork. Like this is so boring. You're doing it with your eyes closed. You know exactly how this works in and out. You've done it so many times. There is zero guesswork involved. Like, how can I sculpt my chest, right? It's like, well, keep going. Like, well, I just did the 10 reps. Okay, well, maybe you got it. Or you're like, maybe I did like the 5 sets, so maybe I need to do 10 sets. But you get what I'm saying, right? This is the repetition of doing this over and over and over and over again until you're there. So instead of just getting caught up in glamorizing the end result, also glamorize it's going to take some time. Just because it takes a year, it's like it'll only take a year. You can turn yourself around. Like, so many people will not adopt that mentality. But if you can be one of the few that can stand out and just say, I'm just going to go through this shit and make sure I do it every week for the next 16 weeks. Or you can just do it for the next 52 weeks. Just because guess what? I already remember what I was doing in June of 2024. Guess what? We're in December nearly of 2025. In a few more months, we're going to be 2 years since then. Scary. Just take what I'm saying and consider it, guys. That's all.